past is history, the future mystery. This moment is the gift.
Welcome, 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 miracle makers. It's Dr. Sarah Larsen, and I cannot believe that I'm doing this. And at the same time, I am so grateful that I'm doing this. The most important thing that you can do is learn how to be authentically you. There's this great quote that's going to go through our entire video, this segment, this episode for you. Fish is to water as air is to bird, as humans are to their humanity. You don't know what you don't know about yourself. And it's so important that you begin to recognize all of the precious parts that are you that you haven't fully embraced. Authentically being you means being able to show up, being able to be who you are. And if you're on Facebook Live with us, or if you're on YouTube Live with us, please start commenting so we know you're there. Show me an emoji that really represents what it feels like when you're being authentically you. So maybe most of my life I would have rather died than to have appeared not made up in some shape or form. I've always worn makeup. This is me to my humanity, me being so transparent. I would have rather you have seen me with my base and my eyeliner and my blush and my lipstick. And I thought most of my life, if you didn't see me with my makeup on, you would not like me, and I wouldn't look good or appear valuable to you. In fact, it was a very long time before my husband ever saw me naked, ever. Our second child was the first time he saw me naked in broad daylight without anything. And so today is a milestone moment for me to appear for you, because I really want to be able to serve you. I really want you and me to do all that we can do for this world together. I want to remember how we belong together. And a part of me has limited how I show up until I'm fully, like, with lipstick on or makeup, or that inner voice of mine, that inner voice of yours that's listening to this. That inner voice stopped me from being able to show up as the most powerful version of myself. And when I felt afraid or physically just limited, I would put on 2 bras. I would put on double underwear. I would put on extra clothes as a way, maybe thinking that that would protect me from harm or attention. I would put on extra layers of makeup, or I would be extra groomed in some shape or form. And today, here I am, this pivotal moment in my life. I'm about to go speak and pray for one nation under God at the White House. I'm going to be on the White House lawns, and in preparing for that, I wanted to bring the most authentic, the best way that I was carrying. This is what I carry. This is who I am. I am faith. I am deservability, and I walk in integrity. And in those being faith, really truly knowing source is behind every word that I say, knowing the source that's behind every word that you say. It's so important to me. You are so important to me that I have faith in the source that's behind every one of your words or everything that's creating. That's why working with me has been so effective. because I have faith in that authentic you and can bring that forward. Deservability, that's who I am. I'm working on my deservability. I want you to be working on your deservability as well. You are the universe. You've got the stars in your bones. You've got so much beautiful blood pumping through your heart. Your heart is a magnetic field. You have all of these senses that are available to you. And these senses, these abilities have been limited. You have limited your own abilities because you haven't fully gotten authentic. And I'm so grateful. And if you will drop a word whenever you're seeing this, wherever you're seeing this, in the comment box that says what it feels like or what it would feel like for you to be authentic, I'd love to know what that feels like for you. For me right now, it's a little bit terrifying because I don't think I've gone without makeup since out in the world very often. I think from the age of 13, 14, I started wearing makeup. 14, I started dyeing my hair. 15, 16, I really stepped into not feeling worthy. Right, like I wasn't enough. The greatest fears of all teenagers, everyone's looking at me. So I couldn't go outside the house until I was perfectly groomed. And every time I looked at myself in the mirror, I saw what I saw when I was 15 was someone who was worthless unless they were a size 0 or unless they represented kindness and holiness to every person they met. Because inside, I'd forgotten that I was holy. I'd forgotten that I was connected to this soul, this love, this oneness, this authenticity. At some point as a child, I thought for you to connect with me, I had to be something different. And here I am today, just fully no bras. I don't know if I've ever gone out in public without a bra. And I call this my Rene Russo dress. I bought this for the Grammys for many, many years ago. I might stand up. It would be so brave of me to stand up and show you sort of, there's no bra. There's just this dress and nothing underneath. For me, growing up, I was born in Pakistan in a village. The most brave thing a woman could do was speak and be seen. And today, as an interfaith, and to me what interfaith means is I have faith in the source within me, the stories, the knowing, the words that were miracles. Those miracles exist within you. The miracle moments which made the hairs on your arms stand up. Those amazing miracles where someone else understood you. Those amazing miracles where you felt, wow, you're more than enough and you can create. For me, my purpose, world peace. One earth, one love that remembers how we belong to one another and not limited by a label like a religion or not labeled by female or male, not labeled by worthy or unworthy because you have a degree or money or anything like that. And here I am, like the bravest version of myself right now in this moment. This brave version wearing no bra, wearing no underwear. And I'm sorry if that's too much information for you, but that's a miracle moment for me to show up in a dress that I bought that I thought one day I'll be brave enough to wear this to the Grammys. And I'm wearing it without makeup, without, fancy earrings or fancy underneath contraptions to make sure that I feel good or look good for you, or really authentically for me. So I'm brave enough to share the authentic words with you. God, do you realize, dear friend, dear miracle maker, that when you get authentic, when you realize it's not the bodysuit, the meat suit, it's the energy behind your heart. It's the energy that's within that gives you power. And that power connects you to this great desire that you have that created a body to bring you here. Your body is so incredible, and what it can do, no one else can do. What your body can do, what your heart can do, what your mind can do, no one else can do. And I'd love for you to write down what miracles, again, in the comment box, because this is for you. All of this, all of the universe, everything that you're experiencing, everything that you're seeing. Scientists estimated that you are 1 in 400 trillion. The chances of you being born to the country, to the parents, to the process, 400 trillion. I first heard that on a TEDx talk. And I'm so grateful that we have all of these resources. You have all of the resources of the old shows, the Miracle Makers, to help you walk your journey, to become authentic. And here, I'm going to answer your questions. Those 3 things: faith. That's what I am, walking in faith. I trust, and I trust that if I authentically show up, authentically, God, source, the universe, the person in front of me is going to match me and help me realize more of my miracle making self. That's deservability. And then I walk in integrity. And what integrity means to me is the nitty gritty. I get into the details, and I want the details. So the detail of me wearing no makeup on my face is really, really important. I am in this dress that I call my Rene Russo dress because, anyway, there's a lot of information in that. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to take callers really, really soon. I want to introduce my beautiful husband, this beautiful man, Greg Larsen.
Hey, Miracle Makers. Woohoo!
When I met him, he was authentic. So authentic. I said, hi, I'm Dr. Sarah, or I thought he was a doctor. I'm like, hey, Dr. John, it's so nice to see you again. I thought we went to school together at one point at Ben Franklin University. And I walked over and he had the long hair and amazing. And he looked at me and he said, I don't believe in doctors. And I'm like, a real, authentic moment there. Up until that moment in my life, every time I met someone who was a doctor or that I told I was a doctor to or was a doctor, there was sort of like an elevated status of some sort or somehow being put on a pedestal. And that I could feel, I didn't feel I belonged on a pedestal of any sort. And this moment where he was authentic, he said, I don't believe in doctors, knocked me into authenticity. He was so authentic. And I craved being this level authentic, being able to show up without makeup, with, I am becoming the woman I've always wanted to be more and more every day, shedding skin, shedding skin letting go labels, stepping into the most authentic gift that I can give to our universe, to my own stamp is to be of service. That drive, that passion to create peace. How do we create peace? By knowing what we want. What I want is to be able to serve you authentically. I meet this beautiful human, Greg Larsen, and he shows me authenticity. And I hear God speak. Listen a little bit deeper. Stay with this one. I hear something that feels like God or source or the universe, that oneness that I knew and understood from my near-death experiences. It was amazing. And so here we sit 14 years later being able to share. I'm so grateful I can share this with you, that we can share this together. Baby, what's happening where you are?
I'm just inviting everybody I can, as I do every show at the top of the hour. So I'm just in that process. So,
are you enjoying yourself?
I'm enjoying myself. Yeah, it is. The whole topic of being authentic, as we were talking this morning, is really huge, and from our own upbringing and the trauma that in childhood that set us down whatever path that was, where we needed to hide ourselves, all of a sudden from a very young age, we are no longer able to be authentic. And then we spend our so much money and time and resources as an adult trying to rediscover who we were as a child, and that presence and that wonder and that awe for this miracle that we are, and the miracle that the earth is. And so, yeah, it's a huge part of every human being's journey, unless they come out of childhood without any trauma, and they can just be the authentic self as they roll down the streets.
And my darling miracle maker on the other end, literally we're about to start taking calls, but darling, just know your parents did the best they could.
Of course,
and
of course.
Here you are, authentically, the universe is parenting you or reflecting back to you the next step. And so there was this little voice inside my head that said, Sarah, you're scared to be seen without makeup. You're scared to be, this used to be an old pattern of yours. Shed that skin. Let that skin go. Let that way of defending yourself against the world go. Show up. Have the courage to show up. And I'm going to stand up really, really quickly just for a second, because this is me with my Rene Russo dress, which is, there's so much to this dress that I want to share. That's me. And I can show up this way. And I can show up this way because I want to be of service. I want to trust, and I want to love, and I want to show you, if I can do it, a little village girl with a learning disorder, eating disorder, made it through a medical school in India and is in Hollywood and Miracle Makers, 14 years of marriage, 2 incredible kids. If I can do it, literally disenfranchised in so many ways, left for dead, oh my God, you can do it. You can face whatever it is within you. You can share whatever that was. And on previous shows, last week's show, I shared, there was a part of me, an aspect of me that I hadn't fully claimed. And I claimed that on air. And I claimed that so that wouldn't have power over me. Go out into the world and create the world that you want to see by revealing aspects of yourself that you were afraid of the world to see. And so that to me is getting into the nitty gritty and getting into your own integrity. So thank you so much for being here, Miracle Makers. Thank you, baby, for
You're
all
welcome.
that you share. And well, Jarvis, we can take our first caller that's been waiting for a while, and we've got quite a board. I can't thank you guys enough for staying with me and sharing this. Welcome, caller. It's Dr. Sarah Larsen. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Who am I speaking with?
Oh, is it me?
It is
Maria.
Hi, Maria. How can we help you?
Oh,
What's your
thank you
question?
so much for taking my call. I was surprised. I realized it would be me, but yes, I actually would like to get your guidance. I need guidance actually with regards to my career and relationship as well. I feel that I'm ready to move on from my current job, but because I feel like I need to get better employment opportunity to balance my own personal budget as well, because I lost one of my other sources of income. And I just don't know where to start. I guess I'm not sure of my life purpose.
So Maria,
So I don't know if
is it Marie or Maria?
Maria.
Maria, I'm so glad that you're here. And there's so much that comes
Thank
with
you.
you. And part of what comes with you is you've got a lot of, and it's interesting, energy that's hanging around that keeps you from asking others to help you. And you've wanted to learn how to do different things that your friends are doing, but you haven't asked them how they're doing it.
Oh, I see.
So I'd love for you to talk just a little bit about, and you've got a relationship in your life that a friend that you help a great deal, but you haven't asked her how she does it. So tell me about
so
your
is it like,
most
I'm
powerful.
not sure if
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if I should be directed to a business opportunity instead of just looking for another full-time job that has better benefits.
So what I feel
guess.
like you are great at is bringing people together. You bring people together. Is that correct?
Yes, I do.
And you've got a
But
business
I'm not sure how I'm gonna
opportunity.
make it as a career.
So you help bring people together. And if you find something that you really, really believe in, and you begin, because right now the work that you're doing kind of makes you safe. It makes sure you've got insurance and that sort of thing, correct?
Yes.
And so
Yes,
you
that's
don't
correct.
need to go look for another job. This job is covering all the basics. What's really important is that, and you love being, so you kind of serve your community. You help bring things to your community. And so one of the business opportunities showing up for you is around health, and to develop something that really helps you help other people. And it might be a nutritional supplement, or it might be something that's so easy, but it's related to someone monitoring themselves and their health. So what friend of yours is doing something that monitors themselves and brings them health? And they're in business a little
I
bit.
think they're in business. Yeah, I know I have a friend who's doing a Montessori school, but that's not the health thing, so it's related to children. And then I have one who actually already stopped selling. It's a dietary supplement to kind of support in losing weight, but I couldn't think of anyone who is really very, on top of my head, who is really very involved in health business.
I love that you shared that they already started selling something and then they left it. They dropped something that would help weight loss. and you yourself in that area. And it's not necessarily that supplement or that thing, but it could be something along the lines of meet every day at my house on Thursdays, and we'll go through weight loss and the challenges there. And you then invite companies to come, people that have supplements like your friend that will help with weight loss, will help with nutrition. You love bringing people together and celebrating. And so bringing them over or bringing them to the library or bringing them to the park and sort of this group of people that is hanging around you, inviting them maybe every week, and someone who's selling something, and possibly partnering with them to either receive a percentage or receive if it's something that you really, really believe in, to become part of that, the representative of that. It will let you spend time with the people that you really want to be close to. As well, you struggle with wanting more time with the people you love.
Oh, I see. So you don't see like, because my son is in martial arts, and I'm thinking of maybe that is the direction I need to take, is to help him out, have his own, or at least do like a franchise with the owner.
So that's it. I love that we talked about it, and there it is. There's the business opportunity that has accountability, it's disciplined. That's it. We talked enough for that's the business opportunity that's already present with someone you know that has accountability to build that. And building for your son, and then having regular meetings at this martial arts center around also. So not just, yes, build the martial arts, but then do the next step of inviting supplements, inviting those things that you believe in, the teachers, the modalities, to come partner and be sold from the martial arts studio. So it's not only helping your son, but it's helping you help other people. And yes, that business opportunity is great. He's really a great guy, and this is really a great purpose. You've seen what it's done for him.
Yes, exactly. So
yes.
I should move into that direction then.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for your call.
My second question,
we can only take one call. I'm sorry. We can only take one question. Join Miracle Makers.
Oh, okay.
Our next call is June 10th. It's $10. Miracle Makers Academy. You get time with me off of here, and we'd love for you to have that deeper connection come in. So, Maria, thank you. I love you. You're so welcome. Yay. Thank you. Jarvis, we can take the next caller. Welcome, caller. It's Dr. Sarah Larsen. Hi, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Hi.
Is that me?
It's you. Woohoo. Woohoo.
That was so much me. Like I'm still spinning my wheels in life, and a lot of it, I just have horrible pain in my knees. I had a nice little fall off the bicycle almost 2 weeks ago. A lady opened her car door on me, and I went down, and
what's your name?
The knees and the wrist.
What's your name? Who am I speaking with?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Amy in San Diego.
Hi, Amy. So glad you're here. And I love that you called. And knees, and literally the universe and everything that happens in it is here to wake us up. And knees represent flexibility. How flexible are you being? How much of, and I love the word faith, how much of faith are you letting direct your life versus the same old certainty? Sort of all of us have this voice inside of our head that is so loud, and this voice inside of our head, we often mistake as ourself instead of witnessing that voice. And I would love for you to begin witnessing that voice. And this is part of the gift that falling off the bike has done, is you've had to make sense of how to become more flexible as you're recovering, as you're not doing the daily routine that you would normally do.
Yes, I know the flexibility of the knees, but it's not fun.
Isn't it funny? That's where it shows up, pivotal direction. And so a time to change direction is another signal that's coming in for you. And part of that signal, part of that direction, very, very much is to begin seeing everything as okay. Your child, your life, you are doing great. And your internal voice has been beating yourself up to some degree, beating others up, creating expectations. How are we doing, Amy? How's that sounding right now?
Oh, it resonates beautifully. I mean, I totally get the whole body is just a mirror image, and everybody is just a mirror of you. It's so easy. We complicate the heck out of it. And then when you're in the middle of the lesson, it's like unbelievable. You're like, no, wait a minute. I know all this stuff. How did I create this mess?
Yes. That's so beautiful. But Amy, did you receive the newsletter this morning? Are you signed up for the Dr. Sarah Larsen newsletter?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have time to read.
Oh, okay. And both in Kajabi, meaning in Miracle Makers Academy, we send out a different one. And Dr. Sarah Larsen sends out a different one. And DrSarahLarsen.com, if you didn't get it, shoot me an email and I will send you last week's, the work that went out in that email, in that newsletter. So we've got two newsletters, one that goes out for only those that have signed up or checked out Miracle Makers Academy. Then we've got one on Dr. Sarah Larsen, and there's homework in there, and there's processes that you do. And Amy, those processes would be perfect for you. So if you aren't signed up for both newsletters, make sure you go to DrSarahLarsen.com and sign up for the newsletter, or go to Miracle Makers Academy, because I know you're part of the academy already. So you're getting a lot of the information, but you might not be on the newsletter with the homework that comes to you. And this will be really helpful in how to go from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. Last week's newsletter was so amazing for all of the gifts that it gave on how to process and move forward, especially when your wheels are spinning. And I really talk about this internal voice, and this internal voice blocking us from being able to be our most authentic, powerful selves, and what to do to overcome being stuck and overcome those wheels spinning. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And so my assignment for you, Amy, is for you to pay close attention to the moments that you're creating, that the moment's not okay. And then to do some sort of process to get flexible and accept the moment as it is, to understand what you want, and to be the energy, to be the thought or the word or the visual images that superimpose what you want in that moment, to begin creating what you want with your words, with your visioning, with letting go of how the internal voice is holding you back.
Okay, I get it. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. I love you. I'm so glad that you're part of Miracle Makers. I can't wait to see you June 10th. Thank you for joining us here.
Okay, have a great day, everybody.
Bye for now. Woohoo. Jarvis, we can take the next caller. And baby, as they're coming on, do you want to share what's happening on Facebook and on YouTube and all the different social platforms?
Well, on Facebook, there's been people are like, "How do I get on? I want to talk to Dr. Sarah." How many people are waiting? I'm trying to look right now on the board.
Yeah.
There's several. Yeah, there's.
That's why we do
dozen
Miracle
probably,
Makers Academy. That way, I mean, $10 a month, no matter what, you have a conversation with me. We want to make this as easily and as accessible. And it's been such a gift to be able to give this to you. I love you so much. And in that community that we're building, that we're slowly building with you joining, we are helping you be able to know your purpose, know exactly about the relationship that's coming in. And I hear the caller. Hi, welcome, caller. So I'm hoping you're hearing us. You are 415. Welcome. Hi. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello. Welcome, Miracle Maker. How are you?
I think I'm just checking that. I'm wondering that I'm on. Yeah. Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
This is Jasmine. You and I spoke a while ago, and you told me where I was going, and it was so vast, and it was such an upgrade that it freaked me out. But it makes sense now. And you were talking about a relationship coming in, and I'm curious about that. The big thing for me is that I'm living in Northern California, and during spring break, I had my stomach against like the beach on Waikiki, and I heard so clearly that it was time to come home. And I'm really called to move to Hawaii and maybe like Miami, just warmth. But there's something about like Lemuria and those islands in the Pacific, and I'm finally really feeling called to teach too. And I just wanted your insight on that because I
remember, and I'm so glad you're here, Jasmine. I'm so glad. And it takes a while. That's why the recordings are it's recorded. And isn't it amazing when you have a session, when you have one of those private sessions, it's like you get, and then when life begins showing you exactly what is written in your energy body, what's written in your heart, what's written in everything, it's amazing. And then the readings are so valuable, and that reading, often you don't know how to do it. And that's why I often coach after a reading so that you know how to implement every one of those steps. And the hardest part for us is to be able to see what it's hard for you to see. And a great coach will not only challenge you, they will help you be able to see where you're being inauthentic to yourself or where you're not showing up powerfully. Like the first caller on this, she had someone in her life, and we just had to talk through it and I went to the next step and shared with her the next step. But in coaching, when you're coaching, you can know exactly what the next step is. Call this person, speak to this person, and you're doing this beautifully, which is you've coached yourself into, and the universe has reflected back to you. And oh my gosh, a great coach cannot be underestimated. And one of my dear friends and clients is moving to, and he said, "You gave me everything." As I was driving to the studio, he's like, "Dr. Sarah, you prepared me for everything. You gave me everything. Thank you." And that's an ultimate coaching, is for you to get the upgrade in the area that you don't know and aren't able to see yourself and be challenged. And so, Jasmine, the challenge coming in for you right now has to do a lot with keeping some of your promises. And this has been an ongoing challenge in your life. There's so many people that you love that love you, but you haven't stepped fully into integrating every one of your promises. And to complete every one of them, you just have to have a conversation, and you just have to let people know how much you care, and that you made this promise, and that you're moving in a new direction. And that will launch you so far into getting home. And home for you is a warm climate. Warm for you is having more of your family with you in that warm environment. Home for you is really, really asking for more of what you want. What lands for you there? Jasmine, did we lose you? Sweetheart. Oh, sometimes maybe the call dropped, or quite often tears come in. And so people mute themselves. And I'm feeling a relationship coming in for you, Jasmine. And so we're going to drop the call, and we'll go to the next caller. I love you. And again, Jasmine, you would do so well in Miracle Makers Academy. Welcome. It's Dr. Sarah Larsen. Hi.
Hi, Doctor.
Yes, welcome. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, my name is Laura Fettig.
Hi. I want to make sure. I'm so glad you're here. What question can we answer for you?
Well, Sarah, I am just not clear in. I've been asking of help from others. I'm in a big project, and I don't seem to be getting any headway with asking others for help in what I'm working on. And I'm just looking at what steps I should be taking.
So, my darling, it's so beautiful, and it's so great to be working on this project. Your communication style has not been helping others to understand what you need. You think, and you are a genius, and you quite often think 2 or 3 steps ahead. And so you're working on a project, and you've got to build, you're the only one that sees all the different components of that project. And that's been really, really confusing for others as well. So you've got to share why you want them to do for you what you're asking. And then you've also got to share the steps in between if they don't know it. And there's a little bit of an apology that needs to be had in the environment that you're in. And I don't know if it's, and you don't have to do the apology out loud to others. You can do it in a manner that is in the spiritual level. Spirit is behind everything. Then spirit goes into a mental thought. That mental thought then becomes emotion, energy and motion, and then there's something physically present. And so there's been a lot. You're amazing. You're genius level thinking. And in the spirit world, you've got to figure out your communication and how to communicate and how to make it safe for people around you to drop their defenses. So people around you have started to not share authentically what's happening because they're afraid of, and they're not saying it out loud, but of disappointing you. So they're lying to you rather than giving you an accurate picture.
Got it. But how do you see a good way for me to handle this
I
effectively?
do. I think a group-wide recognition of everything that's been done is important. So, say even the slightest communication that's been sent your way, to start thanking everyone for the communication that's coming to you. And then the next step, so that communication channels will open back up, and really saying, I want you to know why you're so important to this team and to this project. And so when you begin sharing why that person is so important to, even though it's a small thing that they're required to do, making sure they understand why their piece matters in the whole picture. And it's something that might require about 4 or 5 hours worth of kind of communicating back and forth with everyone on the team, but authentically saying, and saying, I am stepping into a new level of wanting this to be done, this project to be done. The reason that I want this project to be done is, and I want to thank everyone. So-and-so has emailed me and been in communication. This is where we are. And so that group-wide assessment of some steps have been made, but they haven't been completed, and they need to have language that connects them to the overall purpose that this will give what everyone's responsibility. And so positive feedback, showing where everything is, and then really authentically sharing what needs to happen and why.
Okay.
I'm so glad that you're
and then,
here. That's a great question. And your own personal style has made people not feel comfortable putting their barrier down. And so I would really recommend that you begin sharing some of the parts of yourself, meaning saying that you struggle with this or you struggle with that. And they see you as very, very powerful. And so being able to share authentically that it's them helping you helps you become even more able to contribute to what you guys are working on together.
Okay.
And I love that this is recorded. You're so welcome. And to go back and listen and dig for the gold in this for yourself, because there's a lot of meaning in each one of those words.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Dr. Sarah.
You're so welcome. Awesome. Baby, what's happening for us on our social media?
Our lovely Marie said, thank you for your show today. It's been a while since I've plugged in. And as always, the right conversation. Love and miss you, yeah.
Love and miss you too, Marie. You guys, if you're with us on social media, give us an emoji. Let us know how you're feeling. Share with us your emotions. How does it feel to be authentic? And you know that statement, that beautiful statement of, if you take a fish out of water, a fish doesn't know it's in water until it's out of water. A bird doesn't know that it needs air to fly, or air, until it's in water or in an environment like oil, that it doesn't know that it's not air. And humans, you don't know what it's like to be you authentically until you start witnessing yourself. And the words of Marianne Williamson, it's not your darkness. It's not the shadow self. It's your light. It's your light that you're most afraid of. And that light got belief systems and mental energy on it. That mental energy, those belief systems, that judgment, that disapproval, you internalized. I internalized so much judgment against myself. And I'm so grateful that you're giving me comments that share that showing up without makeup or showing up in this, my Renee Russo, I call it being naked. This is as naked as I could possibly be. And I love being that for you. So I can, and for me to demonstrate, I will shine my light so that you can shine your light. And so, thank you guys for being here. Jarvis, let's take the next caller. Welcome, 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 caller. It's Dr. Sarah Larsen. 415, we've got you. Hi. Okay, let's take the 916 or who am I speaking with? All right.
Hello?
Yes. Hi.
Dr. Sarah, this is Jasmine again. I didn't realize I got put back in the queue.
So we're going to take the next.
Yes.
We dropped your call, and that's why Jarvis picked it up. Thank you, Jarvis. I'm so glad that you got. Yes, there is a relationship coming in for you, and it's so magnificent. You know how to reach me, and I'm so glad. And you've known that for a while. It's important for you to stay in that joy and abundant space that you get into, and that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I've had a lot of detachment and a lot of healing, and I've just found this whole stellar new soul family that includes you, and it's just so heartwarming, and just all that you're doing is just on that level of just intergenerational, multidimensional healing that is just such a greater weaving than like the primary foundational, body work. Because I just.
It's true. I want to just the Lemurian lullaby, and yes, that's so important. That's showing up in your field, and the Lemurian ancestry coming in and guiding you is very, very present. And so, for those that are part of my newsletter, that's one of the ones that is ready to be shared. It's coming out in the next few weeks. The Lemurian lullaby, just so beautiful. Lemurian language, the raw sounds that really initiate within our structure. The stuff of your bones is star material. Anyone listening to this, the iron, everything forged in your body light years ago is now reorganized itself in order for you to connect yourself, your soul, to this great life force that gives life to everything. And so, Jasmine, thank you for calling back. And I'm so happy for all of the upgrades and changes that you've made in your life. Very, very proud of you. Yay. Thank you. God bless you. Bye for now. Thank you. Thank you. Bye for now. And Jarvis, we'll take the next caller, the 916. Hi, caller.
Hello.
Hi. And just before you go on, I want to let everyone know, if you're in the queue, we'll get a copy of this. We'll get a copy and make sure next week when you call, anyone that's waited, this time we'll look for you next week. So make sure you follow us next week as well and call in next week. We'll have those numbers present. So welcome, caller. I'm so glad you're here. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Marlise.
Hi, Marlise. I'm so glad you're here. What can I answer for you?
I'm so glad that I got on the call. I just signed up for Miracle Makers.
Marlise, as a member, June 10th, you'll get so much. It's an upgrade, energy transmission. There's meditation, and then of course all of your questions get answered as part of the academy that you call in with on June 10th that are showing up for you. What can I answer for you
Great.
today?
Okay, so I'm having my own challenges with moving forward in my business and having like self-esteem issues, like doubting myself. And so the question, or I just want to make sure that I have a couple of things going on with my business, a for-profit, non-profit that I'm working on, and different things. And I just want to make sure that I'm
It's
moving in
so
the right direction
interesting.
as far as
You
what I'm doing.
are moving in the right direction. There has to be a balance in your life, though. You've gotten out of balance a little bit. And that balance
Yes.
has been, you haven't fed your soul in a little while. And there's been a little bit of tragedy that you haven't mourned for. And so there is this energy of kind of pushing through without acknowledging how great you've been through this tragedy.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. And so
I lost my dad.
you lost your dad, and you've been trying so hard to muscle your way through this. And oh my gosh, he's present. There's stuff about tears. There's just, oh my gosh. So I don't know what this means to you, but I'm so sorry you lost your dad. He's so beautiful. And he's sharing crocodile tears. And he's saying, I misunderstood so much, and then showing me crocodile tears. And what crocodile tears mean sometimes is when someone's emotional, they don't and they're trying to share that emotion with another. They're not recognized or given resources to help them cope. And so what does that mean to you?
I'm not sure about the crocodile tears because I'm getting emotional just by you talking about it, but I'm not sure what the crocodile tears mean.
So was he not
forgiveness?
Yeah, was he not able to show you a great deal of emotion until later?
I really wanted to get to know him, and that never really happened.
And that's what he's apologizing for. He's saying, I'm so sorry. I love you. And these big tears are him acknowledging that you can still know him on the inside. And we've only got a couple minutes because he's got work that he wants to do with you. You gave so much in so many ways, and he wasn't able to emotionally or mentally get there with you. We've got 1 minute. So I am hoping that you join Miracle Makers because he does have these great messages for you. And that being, we can continue. He can continue. Your relationship with him isn't over yet. So I love you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you, callers. And again, we'll have a list. And next week, when we come on, we'll make sure that we can do something with you.
And Dr. Sarah, you'll be in Florida next week, so it'll even be easier to
Yes.
grab a list and do all that good stuff.
I am in Florida next week. And then the week after, I am in Washington, D.C. Please pray for us. And Dr. Reverend Terry Lee, the Pray for Our Nation. We are one nation under God. Let's love our leaders like the lobbyists love them. Let's really get to know them by name and pray for them. Thank you.
Thank you.
The past is history, the future mystery.